Our chamber has been and continues to be a champion of economic and community prosperity. Joining us here in the Good Evening Arlington studio with 17 whole days left in his term, we have the Chamber Board Chair and Frostbank Market President, Mike Gerro. Let's give him. Mike, it's been a fantastic year and quite a great year. Thank you. We've talked obviously a lot during the year, and you'll tell me, well, before I became chair, I really thought I knew everything the chamber did. And then when you became chair, you realized maybe not so much. Talk about your experience of being chair. Try again. Let's look and see here. Oh, where are you? Where is the... Where are you?
Well, technical difficulty.
All right, well, let's go with that again. All right, so let's just talk about your year and what did you find?
Sure. Yeah, number one, it's been an awesome year. It's just been so great. Having been involved with the chamber for some time, I really thought I really knew all the facets of the chamber. But as a board chair, I got involved in more things. I went to more ribbon cuttings. I went to more business over breakfast. I visited with so many of our groups that are integral to the chamber itself. The Veterans Business Council. You see these groups where people are so committed to their small group, yet they're committed to the chamber. The young professionals, the Latino Business Council. So when you're active and you go visit those groups, you really get a different flavor and a different perspective for how many people work hard to make our chamber successful.
Well, people may not know that before the chamber year starts, we have an executive committee retreat. And at that executive committee retreat, we plan out the year. There were a couple of key items during that executive committee retreat that came up to the top. First, we decided we needed to expand the capabilities of the chamber to provide even greater support to business development. How did we accomplish that objective?
Well, the first thing we did was, and of course, looking at how we bring value to our members. How do we support our constituency? We engaged and contracted with Kelly Gear to come work at the chamber to handle business development. So Kelly came on board. She hit the ground running. The first thing we did was start increasing the number of business development seminars we had, and I think we doubled the amount this year. So that was a big deal. We engaged AI this year. I don't know how many of you are very familiar with AI. It's very new. We engaged Scott the Bot. So now if you have a question about chamber, about business, you can question Scott the Bot and he'll respond with an answer. So that was a big initiative. And lastly, we had a business expo. And I think we had over 1,000 attendees. It was at Texas Live, very, very successful. I think we'll probably do that again. But again, how do we bring value to our members and the business community? And those were three initiatives that we took on and successfully completed.
All right, thank you, Mike. The second goal, we've been going for years, we've talked about, and going back to former Mayor Jeff Williams, we've talked about doing something to develop and invest in civic engagement, including building the base of business-minded people interested in holding elective office. During that retreat, Dr. Victoria Farrar-Myers came in and she presented to us. I still remember I asked the question, I said, so do y'all think this is something we should do? And you had a response to that question. What was your response?
I said it's something we have to do. And we finally got that rolling the last few months. We've got our first group of cohorts starting. And in my opinion and many others, this is huge for our city. It's really about bringing leaders to the table and a pipeline to serve our city. It's not necessarily about developing leaders. It's not a partisan issue. How do we bring people in that want to serve the city, teach them what's involved in that, prepare them for whatever their leadership might be? Maybe it's serving on planning and zoning, maybe it's serving as on the council, maybe it's serving on one of our commissions and boards, but how to get people engaged so that we always have people in line to help serve our city. Our city is led by volunteers. And we always need to have strong volunteers in the wings to replace those that roll off and eventually do something else.
As your year as the chair ends, what advice would you have for incoming Chair Kelly Crenut as he begins his term?
Well, Kelly, just jump in and hang on. It's great. You get to see so much about our community, our business community, and make such a big impact. Kelly, you're going to do a great job, but just hang on. I would tell you and caution you, you don't get to do everything you want to do. We all have jobs and lives outside the chamber, but you'll get to do plenty, and don't necessarily worry when you don't get to do something because of your schedule. Just make the things you can and do the best you can, and you're going to be great.
All right, Mike. Well, we thank you very much for your year. Are there any thanks that you want to provide?
Yeah, it's been a wonderful year. It has been such an honor and privilege for me to serve this chamber and this community. I'm very honored that my peers, the board, the members of the chamber chose me for this role. I'd like to just give thanks to everyone. One person in particular I'd like to thank is my lovely wife and partner, Becky, and she's here tonight. Without Becky's tolerance and support and help, I couldn't have done this role over the last year. She is certainly without a doubt, she's the better and better half, the wind beneath my wings, and she serves this community in so many ways herself. So help me thank Becky for all you do.
All right, Mike, you have been a terrific chair, and Becky, thank you as well. Now, Mike all year had to put up with this broken gavel, so we have a very nice gavel to present to him tonight, but by the way, it's probably just as fragile. Don't go bang it on tables. But Mike, thank you very, very much for everything you've done for us. I appreciate you very, very much.
Thank you, everyone.